Hey, wild world of the internet, people type things. Welcome back to another episode of Discount Bear. Today we're going to try something just a little different. We're going to watch me draw poorly. Before we get into that, I am, as always, your host. That lingering fear of death in the back of your mind. And this is my co-host, Kitty.
Kitty.
Now, Kitty, I believe that I've said before that I'm the best at video games.
Yeah, you've said before that thing. I question the validity of your statement, but you've said it.
I have some news you may find shocking.
Is that so?
Yes. Prepare yourself. I am the best. And sometimes being the best gets tiring, so today we're just going to draw. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Drawing in super speed.
It does look quite fast.
It's quite fast. So today we're going to draw Allmight. One of my favorite characters. Look, they're going to find out in like the next 2 minutes. So if you don't want to be spoiled, skip the part like 15 seconds ago and jump about 2 minutes in, and then that's when the reveal comes. Also, don't read the title of the episode or the description or any of that jazz.
I mean, you should have warned them.
I feel like that's not my job. Alright, I can't protect them from everything, though I do try. Much like Allmight. Oh, we tied it in. Okay, so anyway, I didn't burp. You burped.
So yeah, Allmight.
Allmight. It's the new show, My Hero Academia. Boku no Hero Academia. If I got that wrong, please write your congressman. I really like this show. I've always loved superheroes. I'm a big fan of like anime and all the weeby things.
Weeb.
But yeah, this kind of like ties it both in together with a really neat art style. Here you can see me putting on a cape that he does not have. We can't see it.
Look at that cape.
That cape. No capes! We can't see it in this window, but I'm hopping back and forth with a reference image to look at. And it's at this point that I've hopped back and seen that, in fact, he does not have a cape. Does have eyebrows though, so let's fix that.
Yeah.
So
got that Allmight grin.
Allmight grin. Those beady black eyes.
Well, they're always closed. Like when he's in his like Allmight form.
What, he has another form? Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Okay, so if you don't want to be spoiled, jump back to that part at the beginning where I said to jump back and to do that, and then also jump forward 2 minutes, and then after like 10 seconds, just scream really loud.
Basically, if you haven't watched the show, we're going to talk about the show too.
Yeah.
Zoom in time. So yeah, like Allmight, when he's Allmight, always has like his eyes closed.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You can see like the little sparkle out of him sometimes. I really like this character. I like what they did with him. For anybody who's seen like the first, 2 episodes?
Yeah, I think it's the first. Either the first 2 or the first 3.
First 3. The main character isn't Allmight. It's a young boy named Izuku Midoriya?
Midoriya, I know that part.
Excellent. So we're just going to go with Midoriya. And the world that they're in is inhabited by, like, it's just our normal world, except events have taken place to where about 80% of the people are born with superpowers. and they just don't develop until a certain point in your life. And so we get an episode that shows Midoriya as a child before that age, and he's watching videos of Allmight. It's his Superman. He's like, oh my god, this guy's so cool. I really want to be him, just because I want to help people. I want to save people. He's a good-natured kid, and so he reaches that point in life when his powers should start,
which is like puberty.
Yeah, puberty. And they go to get him like basically tested, just to see if anybody's watching this and thinks he's doing the hair wrong. I realized that later. We'll get there. But we get to the point in life where his powers should be showing up, and they go to get him tested, and the doctor's like, he doesn't have powers. Here's a special, like, there's signs that will tell them whether or not the person's going to have powers, and he's just crushed. Midoriya is like, oh my god. But he's a small child, so he's still trying to be, like, optimistic and stuff. And to see his mom, like, deal with her son's, like, dream being taken away from him by something that, like, nobody could control, and she just kind of breaks down.
Yeah, she breaks down with him, which is, like, kind of heart-wrenching to see. Like, I'm sure for anybody that's a parent, they can kind of empathize with that feeling, because you never want your child's dreams to be broken that way.
Well, I can't, because I hate children. If you're a child and you're watching this, fight me. Fight me, you tiny monster.
Well, you don't have to worry about it.
That's true. Please don't fight me. The law does not look well on my side of that.
No, it does not.
I just want to live a sedentary life free of children. So yeah, that's the basic premise of the show. Events occur to where okay, so real spoilers now, like cover your ears. All Might basically has a plan to give Midoriya powers, and he takes him under his wing, and it's really sweet because the boy had to come to grips with not only like he'll never be what he wanted to be, but now he gets to meet his idol, and his idol's like, no, we're gonna make that happen. You're gonna get powers. I'm gonna give it to you. And that's really cool to see, and just the emotion in his reaction to that is like, it's a very powerful moment. The show has a lot of those, just very like emotional moments, and I really like that. I really like the human sort of aspect to it,
especially as people growing up in like an age of superheroes on movies and in comics, and like comic books getting their resurgence in the last like decade. Somebody like, I mean, speaking personally, like I always wanted to be a superhero. So seeing somebody like Midoriya that didn't have the opportunity, like they told him it wasn't going to happen, and seeing like that dream come true for him, it was like in some small way, I could definitely understand what he was feeling.
Yeah. It's a cool show. I'm doing the hair right now. I don't like doing hair. Hair's done. My least favorite part of drawing a person is doing hair. And I usually try to find a way to give them a mask or helmet or make them bald.
You know, I never noticed that, but yeah, you do, don't you?
I just don't like drawing hair.
Hair's fun, though. It's all flowy and, like, wispy and stuff.
That's great for you, honestly. If you want to draw hair, you go for it. It's not my shtick. I will draw hair.
I'll draw every hair.
With blackjack and hookers. Maybe I'll just forget the hair.
Just go with the blackjack and the hookers.
Yeah, that's right. You're around the ears. How are you guys liking this? You liking our little chat while watching me draw poorly? Leave a comment, but not here. Write it down on a piece of paper and commit it to memory, and then burn it at a sacrificial altar.
We'll get it. Yeah. Promise.
Promise.
But I mean, if you don't have the sacrificial altar handy, then definitely leave a comment below and just let us know, what you guys think of this. If you'd like to see more of this kind of thing, it's definitely fun to watch for me. So.
Oh yeah, this is Kitty's first time seeing it. This is my second time seeing it.
Yeah.
This time, not hands-on.
I really enjoy watching somebody draw and like seeing that rough sketch go from like the rough to the final picture. It's just really satisfying to see, especially when you start erasing like the messy parts.
Oh, that's right. So my technique is not the best or the most streamlined, but it's what's, I don't want to say fun. Yeah, I mean, it's what's most enjoyable for me. It definitely takes a while sometimes, but I end up getting the outcome that I really enjoy in the picture. I always enjoy, when it comes to sort of like action drawings, I enjoy more of a sketchy look, but not a dirty look. And so I'll end up throwing down, as you can see, like on the shoulders and stuff, just like really heavy, messy lines, but then I'll clean them up and straighten them to a certain degree to where it still looks sort of like sketchy, scratchy, but oof, ramen burps. But to where it looks a little better. Oh, cool. Our cats are fighting.
Yay.
Yay, cats. Don't get cats. If you're listening to this, just don't.
No, cats are the best. Get all the cats.
No, don't do it.
Go to your local animal shelter. Don't just look at the kittens. Look at the grown-up cats, too.
I mean, you can look at all of them. Just don't bring them home.
No, bring them home. You got to bring the cats home.
You can get cats if you want. Just know what you're getting into. They're kind of dicks.
Yeah, they're assholes. Yeah. But, I mean, it's the kind of asshole that you like being friends with.
Like me. Yeah.
Yeah, like Discount Bear. That kind of asshole.
But, like, the assholes that you like being friends with, they don't usually like each other. So, if you're someone like me, who is the asshole that people can stomach for certain periods of time, the cats are not for you. Yeah.
Whatever, you love the cats.
Shut up. Don't ruin my street cred. I'm trying to build an image here. Gangsta bear.
Something.
Discount gangster.
Discount gangster?
Yeah, that's right.
But old school, like with Tommy guns and pinstripes.
No.
Yeah.
You're going too far now.
Pinstripes are very, very fashionable.
I can't go that far because next step is a fedora, and I'm not going down that road.
No, not a fedora. You can wear the pinstripes without a fedora. You don't have to have a hat.
Yeah. Look, if you're out there and you're someone who likes a fedora, that's awesome. But if you're out there and you're someone who ruined the fedora, I need you to not do things like that. Don't do those things. Because it's forever tainted.
I love how you spin the picture around. So you're not just working on like a static image. You're moving it and like twisting it and playing with the image while you like work at it.
Heck yeah. That's partially just, I don't know if I should call it laziness or if it's some sort of like technique. Just it's easier to move my hand than my wrist in one like method, one manner. And if I spin the picture instead of like spinning my hand, it keeps it straighter, keeps it I don't know, words. Insert words.
Keeps it clean.
Yeah, real clean.
No copyright infringement.
Yeah. Come out the bushes on the art. I'll stop.
Yeah.
They will find me. They will. They're much bigger than me.
They very much are.
Very large. Shout out to the Hodge twins. Please don't kill me. So, yeah, this will be the first picture in like a series. I want to try to do just my different fandoms and interests, and see if anybody out there, you're looking through YouTube or wherever we post this, and you're like, oh hey, I like that thing. Let me pull this up. I want to say that this video is about an hour and a half long, so strap in. But the picture itself took about 5 hours to do, I'd say. Yeah, just sitting down, I'll put like a movie or something on the second screen, and then I'll draw on this one and record as I go. That's about it.
Sounds pretty cool.
It is cool because I'm involved and I'm a cool bear.
You're a very cool bear.
Real cool bear.
You're a gummy bear.
No, don't do that. Please.
It's all cool bears are gummy bears, right?
No.
Did I get that wrong?
You did, as a matter of fact.
Well, how about that?
So the muscles aren't necessarily anatomically correct. They're more stylized. But that's how I like to do a lot of things. I took a lot of influence whenever I was developing my style for like body structure and stuff from manga like Baki the Grappler. And it has almost not a hyper muscular feel, but an absurd amount of detail. Yeah, I'll go hyper muscular feel. Like put like way too much muscles in there sometimes. But yeah, like there's too much detail, but it works for the style. And that's kind of what I try to emulate in mine. Without, of course, I'm not like copying. It's just
sort of like, taking what you like from them and working it into your own style.
Yeah, taking inspiration and stuff. So yeah, that's what I like to do. That's just how I like the picture to come out.
So do you have any tips for people that are aspiring to draw like muscular type stuff or even hyper realistic muscles?
I would definitely recommend Baki the Grappler, any of the books, except for the very first one, and it's easy to tell which one's the first one. It looks super duper old. Unless you really like the story, then absolutely read the first one. His style just changes radically between the first and the second one, and then continues to grow.
Would you say Berserk is another one?
Berserk's not bad. Berserk has sort of like a different muscular style, but it also falls into that category of like there's a lot of detail. The artist who does Berserk is like a legend, and each picture is like a freaking painting, and you can look at it for hours and still find new things. And so, yeah, if you want to go for the general feel of way too much detail, I guess, absolutely, you can read Berserk. If you want to work on like fluid poses and motion, I'm probably switching windows again. That's why I'm pausing. Yeah, if you want to go for like general motion, I recommend things like not burping when you're trying to record. I recommend things like the Avatar series, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, so good.
Right? Korra especially. The first Avatar was incredibly enjoyable, and I'm not talking bad about it at all. If you like the first one better than Korra, then Mazel Tov. I like Korra a little more because of the way that their bodies move.
It's all very, very fluid and very like you can see the influence that like various cultures and like different fighting styles have had on the show.
Yeah. And that's what I like fluid motion, and I try to put that into my pictures. Doesn't always come across, but that's what I like, and that's what I try. So yeah, that you can definitely look at like bodybuilding magazines or the like, any of like the Muscle Pro sort of things, to where it's like these are the different muscle groups, and this is what they look like whenever they're worked to their not necessarily performance peak, but like
their aesthetic
peak. Yes, when they're puffed up for show instead of for work. So yeah, that's what I like to use, stuff like that. And if that doesn't work for you, then I mean, find what works for you. Find what makes you happy. don't let somebody tell you like this is how you have to draw. For me, it's an escape. I really like to draw, and it's my like enjoyable quiet time. I like to turn it into something. I would like to turn it into something that I can support my life with. But so many times, I'll find myself like losing interest whenever I'm told I have to, and that's just a personal problem.
It definitely doesn't lend you a lot of, I guess, like ease into finding artwork type jobs.
Words. So yeah, that's how the story goes.
But I mean, like, it's really impressive to me that you're self-taught essentially. So if anybody watching this really likes the art and wants like tips and pointers, all I would say is definitely just keep doing it, because Discount Bear here draws a lot.
It's true, and I won't say that I haven't had classes throughout my life, but yeah, I've messed up that pectoral right there. As you can see, it looks super dumb, and here I am going back and fixing that. I have had classes, but they were always like young.
Like high school art classes?
Yeah, it's like this is how you paint, and this is the different colors and how they stand out against one another. And then we got to a certain point in high school when the art teacher was like, he was literally like, I can't teach you. So just do something that I can grade and show it to me. And you can sit off by yourself and do whatever you want. Side note, having people in authority acknowledge you in high school does not ingratiate you to your fellow students. They were not happy about having to do the assignment while I sat off and just made comic books and bullshit.
That's what you get for being in a private school.
Yeah,
that stuff don't fly in a public high school.
Stuff don't fly in public. So yeah, that was basically it. The private bear school, art, words. I've taught classes before in my days, mostly as like a camp counselor sort of thing. I'm not the best teacher, honestly. People are like, hey, how do I do this? And I'm like, I don't know, just do it.
He's not that bad.
Well, I am that bad. I'm somebody who may or may not be watching this video right now. Hey, buddy, if you are, I have somebody asking me every now and then, like, how do you draw? How does this look? And I'm like, that looks great. I don't know how to draw. Bye. I don't know what to tell people. I would say that it's all your own road to walk. And this isn't discrediting anyone from like asking for advice. That's not what I'm trying to do here at all. But I can't say that like classes don't help or classes do help, because just for me, they didn't really help. It came from saying like, I'm looking at a thing, I like the way that thing looks, I want to try to incorporate that into the way I draw, and then just letting that evolve over time.
Like I said, lots and lots of practice. Like even just take sticky notes and doodle on them.
It's true. That's something I used to do when I worked in an office, is during my downtime or waiting for like a system to load a project, I would just doodle on a sticky note, throw down an idea that I've been thinking about, or just doodle like the same things over and over again, trying to get better at them. But back to what I was saying, like if you've tried classes and they aren't working for you, I mean, try your own thing. But if you've tried your own thing and that's not working for you, try classes. Everybody learns a different way. And if it's something you really want to do, then you'll definitely find your way. There's a couple different like avenues to follow. If it's something that you want to do, then you'll pursue it. Don't give up. Keep trying. But don't let it stress you out. It's supposed to be a fun thing, and stress is not cool.
There's certain kind of stress.
Don't say stress is cool.
It's never cool.
Don't lie to them like that.
But there's certain kinds of stress that can be beneficial. Like, don't stress out about something if it's not turning out the way you want it. Just like focus and take that as note that you want to work a little bit harder on whatever it is you're stressing out about.
Yeah, if you've got something that you say you're drawing, and it's like, I don't like the way, say you're drawing like a person, a human figure, and you say, I don't like the way that this part looks. Definitely like look up some images from stuff that you do like. If you like comics, if you like anime, if you like cartoons, find one that's like your favorite. Can you hear my cat pooping in the background?
Just a side note here, if you hear any weird scratching noises,
that's because the litter box is within reach.
Within mic distance.
Within mic distance. He said, I want to be on the show, so...
We gotta inject some potty humor into it.
That's right. My life is potty humor.
Anyway.
Oh, God, no. Oh, the devil. Oh, God. Free me.
And we're stuck with it, too. Just, audience, we want you to know that we love you enough to deal with nasty cat smells while we record. Because this is where we're recording. See, this is where my allergies lately are putting me in good stead, because I can't really smell it.
Time for some breeze. If you hear banging on the cord. There we go. Maybe that will make life a lot less painful.
Yay, good smells.
Yay.
Febreze. I don't know about you guys, but I love Febreze. Like, it was a problem for a little while. I had like...
Hey, this is my show.
Yeah, take a back seat for a second.
Draw your own.
I had tons of Febreze. You guys should go out and get Febreze. It's really cool. And it smells good. Don't set it on fire, though, because that's probably a bad idea. I did that.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry that she hijacked the show like that. We can go back to talking about me now, because I know that's why everybody's here.
Yeah. And? What you gotta say?
That's it. That's the end of the show. For all the outro. I hate drawing Knuckles. Like, not Knuckles.
The echidna.
The echidna with multiple penises.
I mean, that's scientifically accurate.
Yeah, scientifically accurate Knuckles the Hedgehog.
Knuckles the echidna?
I'm so embarrassed. Knuckles are dumb. I hate them. I'm still not great at them. Hands are super hard. I'm sure anybody that's watching... You know what? I take that back. Everybody develops differently. I'm sure that there are some people who are watching who are like, you know what? Feet and hands are really hard. They are. They were one of the last things that I got down to like a passable level. And I'm still not super pleased with them a lot of times. Which will happen. Don't think that like you're going to reach that point where it's just like, oh, everything I do is perfect now. Like, no, I still have those times where I'm like, I want to die. I want to cut off my hands. I want to die. I hate the way that this thing looks. Don't tell me to stop shaking my face. Huh? You can say it. You don't have to mouth it at me. Flipping and spinning all over the place. We just took a break so I could go poop.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We took a brief pause for reasons we won't disclose. And we're back to watching me draw.
Yeah.
Player draw picture. So we're still in the lining phase. This is usually the part that takes me the longest, just because I'm very anal about the way I like the lines to look. It's a cute picture. I want them all even, same size,
Same width.
same width, wiggity width. But since this is not a cute picture, chaos reigns.
I mean, I can tell. Look at those brush strokes.
They're all over the place.
Anarchy.
Just, oh my god, they believe in no religion.
It's atheism, not anarchy.
They don't recognize the
A central
current
government.
political climate.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Cool.
I don't know. I like the way I know like it's a personal technique. I don't know like how many other people might use it or what, but I really like seeing you refine and erase like the sketchier outline into something that's like cleaner and smooth. It reminds me of somebody like that's sculpting something.
Thank you.
Yeah, like
That's kind of the way that I would view it the same way. Yeah, like I'm sculpting it, throwing down. Especially whenever I get to the color, you're gonna see that I just throw like big blotches of color at areas, and I'm like, I'll deal with you later, and then I return to them at a different time, and I deal with them as I promised.
ab time.
Ab time. Ab time. Ab time. Getting rid of the flab time.
Yeah, Allmight doesn't really have any flab.
No, he does not. I really like his unpowered form. I think it's got a lot of like character to it. I think it's cool. This is his like powered up form.
And it's like, it used to be like he was in this form all the time.
Sort of. I think that like I could be wrong here, and if I'm wrong, definitely don't correct me because I'm better than you. But I want to say that he could still transform back and forth. He could just hold this form indefinitely if he wanted. It was still like holding a muscle taut, like flexing, but it wasn't something that he had a limit on doing. Something happened like in his history. There was a big battle that he got like, hurt in.
Like in his guts.
Yeah, and he can't hold the form for very long. And after he goes through like passing the power on to Midoriya, the time in which he can remain in that form gets smaller and smaller. But yeah, like there was definitely a time when he could hold it like as long as he wanted. Just not. I don't think he was that way indefinitely. But again, I could be wrong. It's happened once or twice before.
I don't know. I guess I was under the impression, granted, you explained some of it to me from what you read in the books.
Oh, that's your first problem.
So,
you let me explain something.
If I'm wrong, it's because you're wrong.
I don't think that. You know what? All right, that's fair.
The math checks out.
The math checks out.
Anyway.
We don't need sources on that.
So, I was under the impression that he used to be like that muscly all the time, like it was like he could keep it flexed or whatever, or maybe like his original body was that muscly as well as his like powered up flexed form, but that after like he'd been hurt a couple times, his, especially once it hit, like, because I want to say one of the big battles where he was like severely wounded, it like took out a large portion of his intestines.
Yeah,
and
guts.
And he just kind of like wasted away.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Let's go with that. It's been very long since I've read those parts. I honestly can't remember, so I very well could have it wrong. I do know that he wasn't like. I'm done giving you people spoiler warnings. Just stop the episode. He wasn't always like this. He was born without powers, just like Midoriya was. The power, the All Might power, the way he passes it down to Midoriya himself is the same way that somebody passed it down to him. And he didn't receive it until, like, not later in life, but he was like mature by that time. And I can't remember. I don't think he was like crazy muscular before that.
That may be fair.
Which, if true, again, just put a big old asterisk next to this. If true, it'd be cool to see Midoriya like with his own super muscled up form. You enjoy that? Enjoy my monster and ramen burp?
It's disgusting. Disgusting. It's rough, people. Just be thankful you don't have smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. Because Bear is a degenerate.
Bear is a degenerate.
Yeah, it's true. I'm eating garbage all the time. That's what I do.
You're a trash bear.
Trash bear. Like, oh, hey, a trash can. I wonder what that has in it.
A garbage bear, I believe they are called.
Garbage.
Whereas I am a sophisticated feline. And...
cats poop in boxes.
Don't eat garbage. Yeah, because you bury your stuff.
No, that's not the way.
So the enemies can't find it.
No. Nature will shoulder the burden of my poops as it was intended from the dawn of time.
Yeah.
Bears poop
we
in
get
the
it.
woods.
You poop outside.
Yeah, poop outside. If you got a problem with it, don't walk behind me when we're outside. Anyone listening?
Don't walk behind Bear when we're hiking.
Yeah. Which is good because I'm a very sedentary bear and I don't hike a lot. So you're probably safe. Probably safe.
Probably.
Probably?
Porpoise.
One of our cats is chilling on the mantle. He sleeps really weird.
He sleeps kind of like with his arms straight out in front of him. Like he's Superman flying away from somewhere.
Yeah. Or with his front half just sort of draped over the edge. Like he's dead. Ah, yes. Here we are. Working with the lines in the naughty area.
Let's keep this PG.
I don't draw a dingle. Maybe PG picture. Dingle dang.
Let's keep our talk PG. We don't need to talk about the dingle.
I'm not talking about the dingle. I'm sure he's got one. Well, you know what? He doesn't have kids, so... whew. Allmight. It's rough, dude.
Audience, you can't see it, but I was shaking my head.
It's true, she was. She was judging me heavily.
Lots of judging was going on.
I don't appreciate... Here we go. Yes, just like that.
Every judgment.
Every judgment. Yeah, I'll take out a lot of those details. There we go. Just decided it would be better to end it right about there. I got very lazy around this part. It's like I don't want to draw legs. Don't want to draw legs on him, so we're just gonna sort of stylize the bottom of the picture there.
Now you gotta work on that hair.
No, I do. Okay, so we're seeing a difference here in the sharpness of the lines, and that was my fault. I didn't adjust the pen settings before I sat down to do this, and I don't remember why they were off, but they just were. And so there's a lot of like fuzziness inside the eyebrows and the cheeks and stuff, and I'm just going through it. I'm fixing that now, and then I'm gonna work on the hair. I like heavy darks in places. You can see like under the neck and stuff. It comes from a history of like reading comic books and really enjoying like the heavy darks. Yeah, so that's where all that jazz is coming up from. Again, like going back to what we said earlier, is if you find something you like, it doesn't have to define your entire style. You can mix and match. I really like the heavy colors and the heavy like darks for shadows, but I pull on like other inspiration for stuff. It's just one part of it. Do his nose now. Give it a little curve.
It's so neat how you just some suggestion, just like using that negative space around like the blacks that you've put in, do like that much to change the shape of the nose.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was neat.
Insert comment. Thank you. If anybody's unfamiliar with who I am as a person, I don't know how to accept a compliment. Is this where I realized the hair was wrong? We're getting close to it because I don't fix up this hair. I just erase it. I mean, I got the little antenna parts of his hair right. Just the rest of it's not how it looks.
Oh, that's right. It's not swooped back, is it? It's slicked back, slicked onto his head.
He's kind of got a mullet because it poofs down near his neck. But yeah, all the top stuff is just sort of slicked back. Yeah, here I go. I'm gonna delete it all.
Looking at that reference picture.
Yeah, I'm hopping over the reference picture. There we go. It's gone. It's out. No more. Get it out of here. There we go. I'm gonna sketch out the way it should look. This isn't a smart thing to do because I'm sketching on the layer where I've done this line work. So if I mess it up or if I go across the other lines, it's going to be harder to mess up. Harder to fix the mess up. But you know what? I like to live dangerously.
I can tell.
Now again, like my technique is not the best. It's just
your technique. I mean,
I live in the moment.
You gotta work like at your own speed, and you gotta work like with whatever makes you feel more comfortable.
Yeah. When life gives you lemons, you pretend that it didn't, and you go about your day. And you antagonize people on an internet show.
That seems fair.
Yeah. It also helps that nobody's going to watch this.
Nah.
Nobody watched our gaming shows.
We just haven't been out long enough. Go watch our gaming shows, people.
Don't do it. Don't watch them. We're not very entertaining.
We are. We're terribly entertaining.
Mm-hmm. This is the level of entertainment you can expect.
I mean, it's discount quality.
Yeah, sarcastic, dry banter. I really should have like hotkeys for these. I have hotkeys to like turn the picture. That's where you see it like rotating a bunch. But I don't have hotkeys for like the pen and the eraser, which I should. I control that. I could set them. I just don't.
And by hotkeys, he means like he has a mouse that has all the buttons on the side.
By hotkeys, I mean keyboard keys.
Oh, by keyboard keys, really?
Yeah. I got X and Z to turn the pictures. That way I can do Control Z or just X and Z to turn it. Because if I had the mouse and I'm trying to draw with the pen, if I move the mouse even a little, it's going to move the pen too.
That makes more sense. Sorry, people. I was wrong. It happens occasionally.
She's not sorry.
I'm not. Not really.
Allmight, your hair is so complicated.
It's really not.
So complicated. If anybody remembers the old Disgaea games, he's got antenna like Laharl did.
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Gonna make those just go off the screen?
Yeah. Too far into it now. I should probably just delete the whole thing and start over.
No. Don't do that thing.
We'll make another video. Alright, end the video. Y'all tune in to the next one.
No.
Alright.
We're gonna continue on. Well, carry on.
No.
Keep calm.
Keep calm. Carry on my wayward son.
That's enough of that.
Oh, okay.
No copyright.
Oh, my wayward son. Look at that hair. That's clean. It's real clean.
His antennas really look like antennas. They don't look like hair.
You look like an antenna.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's the kindest words you've ever said to me.
Aw.
Not really.
Oh, that could be true.
It's not.
Such a jerk.
Shut up. Not a jerk. You're just a jerk.
Jerk bear.
You're just a garbage bear.
Garbage bear. For a discount price. He makes his jokes. And he's not that nice.
Garbage bear.
Garbage bear. Drawing the picture. End of song.
End of song.
That's how every song should end. Instead of like tricking you to thinking, oh, it's over, and then like back with a power chord, it should just be like, this is the end of the song.
They should just say it.
Yeah.
Like, this is the end, people.
A government mandate. Because that's what we need.
More government? Is it so? It's going to be a real popular opinion.
Yeah. Anyone listening, you should absolutely take everything I say as 100% true. I can't see that not working out for you. Believe in your heart of hearts that I am 100% serious.
It's quicker that way.
Yeah, just don't question. Keep calm and listen to Bear.
Keep calm, listen to Bear.
No matter how outlandish or obviously fake the things I say are.
I mean, we don't know that they're fake.
You don't. And there's no way. There's never going to be a way to find out.
Nope. It's a mystery.
Mystery. These questions that are lost to the annals of time. Look at that. That's a clean eyebrow.
Mm-hmm. You go, boy.
I hate hair.
It's taking you just as long as the other part of the thing did.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's just the hair.
It's just the hair. I think I should just give him a Donald Trump toupee.
Nobody should be given a Donald Trump toupee. Donald Trump shouldn't be given a Donald Trump toupee.
It's a fate worse than death. Live with a toupee like that.
I don't think he wears a toupee. I think it's just a comb over.
I think that it's a toupee that he has stapled to his head because he seems like the kind of person that would commit to a bit like that. To be like, hey, is that a toupee? And he was embarrassed the first time, so he's like, no. And now he's like, well, I can't have them thinking or finding out that I lied. So somebody bring
I don't think that's a problem of his.
an industrial nail cut.
I don't think he's concerned with people finding out when he does not lie.
Do you remember that episode of Aqua Teen where Carl got the metal hair?
Yeah.
That's what this is like.
That's a shame.
Yeah. But you know what? Doesn't fall off when he golfs. So, gotta give it to him.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Magnets. How do they work?
How do they work? I like that you're using like thinner lines for there.
Yeah. Stuff like hair, which is supposed to be like finer, using thinner lines usually helps give it that effect. Things like the inside of the ear, I'll do thinner lines from time to time. Inside muscles, usually I try to give like the outside of the figure or the picture the thickest line, and then throw in really like dark shades for muscles and like to show depth. Words like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go me. Go Bear. It's your birthday.
It's not really your birthday.
Only a couple months till your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. It's looking like a picture now.
It is. Looking like a real clean picture.
Real clean. Yeah.
Getting ready to put that color in.
All kinds of color. again, with like finer stuff, it's okay not to connect it all, to leave. See how like the hair, even though it's all slicked back, bless you.
Thank you.
What would you call it? Like the chunks don't necessarily connect.
Yeah, you can do like the suggestion of lines. It doesn't have to be a contiguous line.
Yeah.
It can be just like little bits and pieces, because if you look at somebody's hair, you can't see every strand of their hair.
Yeah.
Generally speaking. There's some really cool pictures that take advantage of that and like draw every strand of hair, and that looks cool too.
See every strand of Donald Trump's hair.
You don't have to do that.
Call back. Oh, we are excellent.
We're something.
We're definitely something. We are not nothing. I hate looking at my own pictures. I hate every minute of watching this. I'm gonna be real with everybody. Like, if you draw something and you hate it, it's completely normal. There's a lot of artists out there that do that.
Like, you want to find some stuff that you're happy with, but it's good to also like be able to critique your own work.
Garbage.
It's not. It's not garbage. You don't want to be that harsh. Don't listen to Garbage Bear.
Listen to Garbage Bear. Cut your hands off.
And donate them to science if you do.
Yeah.
I like that you're like, I really like this line. I'm going to just move it, and then you erase part of it anyway.
Well, I wanted to clean it up. I tried to erase it, but I still had it selected, so it wasn't erasing. Put a little bit of the ear in there. Yeah. Ears are weird. Ears go in the hands and feet category of they're weird and they're hard to understand. And don't worry if you hate the way they look for a very long time.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you the ears are hard too.
Yeah. Check that out. Almost done. I think I'm looking for a little bit. So that's another thing that I do, is that I'll finish a picture, or I'll get most of the way done, and I'll kind of get sidetracked. Like, if anybody out there has played Skyrim, you know that you'll work on the main quest, but then it's like, oh, hey, what's this?
You have like 8 other quests that pop up that don't mean anything to the main story.
You just get lost in the side bits, and that's something that I'll do a lot with my pictures, is I'll just get lost in the tedium of it. And it's like, oh, hey, I want to change this little thing. Ooh. And it'll lead me like shaving off a bunch of other stuff, changing it, or just realizing that I don't like the way something looks, and I try to address it. I didn't like the way the mouth looked whenever I went back and was looking over everything, so I decided to go back through it, use small lines for teeth. Shiny teeth and Allmight.
Lots of teeth.
Shiny teeth, shiny teeth. Teeth are another thing that you can just use suggestion for, because they're supposed to shine.
Yeah, so you're not necessarily going to see like every individual tooth.
Yeah. There's certain times when you want to use a lot of detail, and certain times when you want to use just the suggestion of detail. It's really not something that is easy to give direction for. You just kind of gotta feel it out. What happened? Oh, I colored the background gray. That's what happened. So here we are. We're in the coloring phase. I'm not super great at coloring, as you will clearly see if you are in any way familiar with coloring. I went off to look at the reference for his color scheme, and here I am throwing down just like big swaths of color. I don't know how everybody likes to do it. Don't do it like this. I was like, you know what? This will probably be the easiest way to color these things. It really wasn't. It was kind of a pain in the butt to shave all of it down. I tried throwing the color he'd have the least of on top of the other colors in order down to the color he'd have the most of. And it became a big old pain in the booty.
Try that for me again. You did what now?
So, like, the top layer, you're going to see me should throw, like, a couple colors on here. Top layer, here I've selected the color. Top layer is going to be, like, white or gold. And then the next one's going to be, like, you'll see. Whatever. I'm done. Done with words.
Fair enough.
Yeah. There we go. There's the blue. Here comes the red. We're going to do gold. Right, I'm selecting it.
Oh, so you just erase like the bits.
Yeah. And I'm layering most to least. Least is on the very top. There we go. So we're going to get gloves. We're going to stop and redo it. Clean it up just a little bit.
Does seem a little bit
tedious.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Not dumb. Just tedious. There's a little bit of red poking out down there.
Shh, it's his time.
I don't think Allmight has a time of the month.
You don't know? Did you just assume his gender?
You know what? You're right. I don't know.
So I say that in jest. For anybody who's not aware, Allmight, the person who passed down the Allmight power to him was actually a lady. So it's not just confined to men. Could be a lady.
Which is pretty cool.
It's always interesting to see the people that are like, why is it gotta be a lady? Like, why can't it be a lady? Like, it doesn't have to be a lady. It just is in this case.
It doesn't have to be a man. It just is in most cases.
Yeah, well, men kind of rule the world.
Unfortunately.
I mean, it's working out for me so far.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, bear. I mean, it's understandable for people to be like, I don't like change, because nobody likes change, but you also have to be able to say, this doesn't hurt me in any way.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to bitch about it. I listen to people whine all the time, like, oh, it's too much women thing. We're recording this right after the, not right after, but within a reasonable amount of time of the release of the Wonder Woman movie, where the Alamo in Austin, Texas had the all-women showing, and men just got super butthurt over it. That's dumb. Don't be dumb. Don't do dumb things. You make the rest of us look dumb, and that's not cool. Let them have a thing. Let them have a girls' night.
The Alamo had, like, from what I understand, they had girls' nights anyway. There were already nights where it was just, like, girls' showings. They just thought it'd be a cute thing to do for Wonder Woman. And, I mean, like, if you're already in first place, you don't get free stuff.
I mean, it's not even just, like, I agree, first place. But it's not even just that. It's so whiny. Like, had it been an all-men thing, I don't think there would have been so much of an uproar. And it's all of these, like, usually the people that you see talking most often about, like, haha, look at this other group, they're so whiny, are the whiniest people themselves. And that's just a pain to look at, to deal with. There are ladies that are super annoying. There are dudes that are super annoying.
Annoyance is not something limited to one gender. So tell me, as a off topic or on topic maybe, since this is about the drawing and we're just off topic in general.
Why not?
Why is everything gray?
Oh, it's just easier to see it. See how I'm doing like white lines for his stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I changed the very bottom layer 1 over to the left. Changed it to gray so that the white would show up better. Because if it wasn't gray, it would be white. And then whenever I try to do the white stuff, I wouldn't be able to see it.
It wouldn't show up as well, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And something you'll see as I go along, and I'm sure you can probably see right now, is how I try to curve some of the lines, like especially around the muscles on the shoulder and stuff. I try to just like make them follow the muscle because it helps give the illusion of like depth to a 2D picture.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Oh,
don't steal my joke.
Look, if I did it better than you, I did it better than you.
She's got me, people. That was scathing. I haven't getting any time to heal.
Nope.
No. Senzu bean. Here I am with the red. Trying to take that out. Riggedy red.
What?
The Crimson Chin. Shout out to the Crimson Chin.
Shout out to the Crimson Chin.
Yeah.
I think Allmight would get a kick out of the Crimson Chin.
You think so?
Yeah.
Think they'd be friends?
I don't know about friends.
Oh. Shut up, cat.
That's right, Corvus.
We have this cat that
Just screams.
Yeah, he just screams. We'll be right here, or we'll be out of the room. Anything. Doesn't matter where we are. He'll just walk around and scream himself hoarse, and then he's good. I don't know why. He's perfectly healthy. We've had him checked out. Don't come at me with I don't love my cats. Just because I hate them. I still love them.
There are baboos.
My baby. See, here we go. Suit's mostly blue. It's starting to take shape now. I'm just going to leave that bottom bit sort of like scratchy, like it's fading off.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that looks really good.
Thank you. Color it gray now.
It's weird to see the colors flip back and forth between like the ones that I know that are supposed to be there, and the ones
just go.
Yeah, and the gray, like the ones I know will end up in the finished product. And then just gray. Yeah. So basically what you're doing is you took all the colors in their own layer, colored the entirety of the picture that color.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like erasing and then firming up the lines where those colors would be.
Yeah. Back to like the chiseling aspect.
Yeah.
Where I just put down way too much intentionally, and I'm going back and taking out what I don't want or don't need, and trying to shape it as I go to where it looks like it just fits, I guess. Here we are at the muscle again, where I'm trying to make it curve around. Yeah.
I think you're doing a decent job of making them curve like over the muscle.
I don't know if I would call it decent.
Shut up. And I mean, it is like spandexy type suit, so it's not like it wouldn't look this tight.
That's just the whole thing about like superheroes. People be like, "Whoa, why is it gonna like for women superheroes?" It often like cups the boobs, and they'll be like, "Oh, why is it gonna be like that?" It's not. It's not realistic. It's fantasy. It's not supposed to. I don't know. It's a certain like hieroglyphics. People didn't stand like that. It's just a style.
I don't know if I get what you're saying. I don't know if I totally agree with you there, if only because
I'm really, really smart, and the things that I say are never wrong.
No.
Oh, man.
If only because, like, spandex is definitely going to hug all the body, but, like, I hate to break this, like, boobs aren't that perky.
Yeah, and people don't fly.
Is a Power Girl superpower?
Fantasy.
Really perky boobs?
Yeah, that's part of her power.
Just
able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Boobs that try to escape gravity. That's where she stores her power too. Like, come on, let's be real.
That's why she's got the cleavage window.
Yeah. Just like
I'm
a
not
Care Bear
saying
laser. Just like boob laser.
I'm not saying I don't appreciate Power Girl and her voluptuousness. I'm just saying, like, boobs that size just don't do that, people. Don't expect your boobs to do that.
Whatever.
Men don't expect your ladies' boobs to do that.
You should. You should always expect the things that you know aren't real. Can't see that ever working out badly for you. Take everything I say seriously.
Take everything he says.
100%
The utmost seriousness.
Yeah. I would never lie to you. Invisible people on the internet. I would never lie to the 2 people watching this episode throughout its entirety.
Man, applause to you if you're going to watch it throughout its entirety.
No, I meant like the entire time that it's going to be on the internet.
It's going to be on the internet forever, BB.
Yeah, but like 2 people are going to watch it.
No, there'll be more people than that watch it.
No, I'll watch it 3 times.
I'll watch it over and over again. You don't know.
I'll watch it from different places so it registers. So here we are. We're doing the flats. I'm going to go in and do like darker color for shadow. Right now I'm just cleaning up the colors. Little bits that I'm finding here and there. Little bits. I don't know what I'm doing right there. Oh, I'm switching the hue. I'm trying to get it like more saturated. A little window pops up for me whenever I do it, but I guess it doesn't get captured in the recording software. Which, you know what? That's fine. We'll put some darker color behind him so he pops. He pops.
Boop, boop.
Again, this is just a really lazy way to draw. I don't want to do a background. I'm pretty sure at this point it's like 4 in the morning, so time to just fuzz it out.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, yeah, if you can do a background, do a background. But like, this is more like just portrait-y anyway.
Yeah, just to show like my style, I guess.
Yeah.
Here I am, just throwing in some color, fuzz in the background. I think I'll do one more layer after this, but I'm not sure. Just so that he stands out. How are you liking this episode? Leave a comment, like, favorite, subscribe.
All right, Jess.
Yeah.
Do those things.
Right? Hate mail. Something. Just let me know that you're out there. Let me know you're still okay. You're still alive.
We're worried about you.
Yeah. We haven't heard from you in a while. And the dogs miss you. Your friends asked where you were.
We don't have dogs.
And I had to make up something about you running off to join
the circus?
Yes. Sure.
Circus it is.
Circus. Very well. Oh yeah, because he's sort of got like blue in his eyes whenever they sparkle. So that's why I turned that blue.
Oh.
Yeah. So I drew his teeth and his eye shine on the same level because they're not really going to interact with each other, and I didn't want to bother with creating a whole new level for him. A whole new level.
You'll notice he has a lot of different layers, and that's actually helpful to you.
A new fantastic way to draw.
Like, the more layers you have, the more independent you can mess with the colors and the shading and stuff.
It's true.
The better off you are.
It's true. That's cool. It's real cool.
You can even name the layers and we're using Paint Tool Sai.
Yeah. Don't name the layers. Don't be a nerd.
You don't, it's not nerdy.
Name the layers. Definitely. Especially if you're doing something with like,
if you're going to stop and come back to it later.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to just name the layers as opposed to banking on the fact that you'll remember what each of them are before you go in and mess around with them.
Yeah, that's true. So here's what I was talking about earlier with just like throwing down a bunch of color, and I'm coming in and I'm shaping it to where it looks a little better. It's sort of what I did with the body, but that was just throwing color over the entire thing. Here I'm just throwing color in like general areas. to cover where I feel like the shadows would hit. Again, it's not like the most realistic or the most not realistic, not the most accurate way to do like shading, but it's the way I like, and I like the way that it looks whenever it comes out, so it's the way I stick with. This time you can direct your angry comments to your butt.
Directly to your butt.
Yeah. You might have to reroute it at some point.
No, just turn around. Look at your butt.
At your butt? Because everybody can do that. They can just like glance at their butt.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, butt, what's going on? And I said, hey, anus.
No. Heinous.
Hey, anus. But I guess, yeah, anus. Oh, actually, anus is the inside.
No, your rectum's the inside.
Is your rectum the inside? I'll never get this right. Just BT dubs, I will never get that right. Because in my brain, it'll be like, oh no, it's the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. It'll constantly go back and forth.
Why are you just pausing right here?
I'm looking at...
Oh, reference image?
Yeah, or I'm watching TV. Something. I don't know why. I can't see in the video why I stopped. And let me reiterate, it was about 4 a.m. I could have just dozed off. I'm not sure why. Not sure why I stopped there. Here I am hitting it up with a darker. Usually whenever I go the darker route, I try to do a more saturated color. So it goes like base color, and then the shade color is a little more like faded, and then the darker color is more saturated. And I just like the way that that looks. I turn down the opacity just so I can tell where everything is better. But I'm going to turn it back up eventually.
Eventually?
Yeah, one day. One day I'll turn it back up. Turn down opacity. A musical genius. Not a gay fish.
Is that so?
Yeah. Gotta be kind of sparing with the darker bits. You can overpower the picture with them pretty easily, and it'll just make it look wonky. Usually better to go with less of the darker area than it is to go with more, unless you're going for like a specific look or style. Then like more power to you.
The rule is it's this except for when it's not.
Yeah, exactly. Like the neighbor and way thing, except the way that they teach you in school is not the way it is most of the time. Is that right?
I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
The I before E, except after C, and something like neighbor and way. But it's like, oh, it's this way except for these instances. But eventually we got to a point where the instances were more than the rule. I could be wrong.
Iron teeth.
He does. Steeljaw. He's that dude from 007. I don't know. There was a guy with metal teeth in 007. I think his name was like Lockjaw or something. Oddjaw.
Oddjaw.
Oddjaw. I don't watch 007. It was never one of my like favorite things. It wasn't bad. It wasn't just something I got super into. Cat, leave our furniture alone. You can't be on the show. No.
Can't be on the show, Blue.
You may sit over there and clean yourself. I'll allow that. So here I am, putting some shading into the gauntlets.
They're not really gauntlets if they're part of his outfit, though.
I don't need to be corrected like that.
I mean, you're wrong.
You can't just let it stand. You're wrong. I need the entire world to know it.
Yeah. That's what this platform is for, to show us how wrong we are.
Yeah, that's true. No. Don't. I'm trying to record a thing. Get out of here. Go away, cat. You got Febrezed. Now you smell good and feel foolish. Don't spray your cats with Febreze, guys.
We didn't really spray the cat with Febreze. We sprayed near him.
So yeah, here I am, still doing the thing.
Looks good.
Yeah, the thing.
Like the shading's coming along really well.
Thank you. It was hard to get a more vibrant red for this, just because the red was already at the full saturation. So I just went with a darker version of it.
I mean, sometimes it's what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when you want things just like super saturated.
Yeah. It's not gonna look like there's anything there really until I start erasing. I'm sorry, not erasing, until I turn the opacity back up, because I've done like I did earlier. Turned it down so that it's easier to see.
I mean, that makes sense. What you're doing here.
Now I have I Said Hey stuck in my head.
I mean...
And he prays. My God, do I pray. Pray every day. Revolution. I don't remember which part that went to.
I think Revolution. I don't know.
Exactly. There's something about in this institution. Don't write letters this time. The other times we told you where you could direct them, but this time I don't even want to deal with them. Okay, so there. We turn the color back up. I gotta do skin and hair shading, and I want to say we'll be done.
What?
What? Pew 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 pew.
When it's that blocked in, it looks kind of gray.
What? The skin?
The skin shading, yeah.
The skin was hard to do, just because, like, it's hard to get the right color for it. Skin is weird.
Yeah, the shadows might not even necessarily be the same, like, values that, the rest of it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Skin is weird.
Because when you give it a less saturated value, it looks like old and dead. When you give it too much saturation, it looks like way too colorful. So yeah, just get out of my world with that. Knuckles are weird. I believe we talked about that earlier. That still holds true. Nothing changed since then.
Yeah, still weird.
I hate that finger. I hate that sausage finger.
There's nothing wrong with that finger.
That finger kills me. I'm very critical of my work. I'm never happy with it.
Yeah. That's not the best way to be. You should be happy with some of your stuff, but you never want to be like fully satisfied because you want to keep growing.
If I allow myself to be happy, I'll let my guard down. And then the goblins will come and steal my baby brother in the middle of the night. And I'll have to go on a magical quest and journey through the swamp of eternal stench. And I'm not about that life.
I mean, eventually, yeah.
Yeah. Dance, magic dance.
Everybody's got to go through the swamp at one point in their lives.
You can't avoid the swamp. It's out there. It'll get you. That swamp life. Lips are weird.
Yeah. You didn't give him a whole lot of top lip.
I mean, top lips, like, it's weird.
I guess guys don't really have a whole lot of top lip, just generally speaking.
Don't have a lot of top lip. Especially in, like, anime and comic books.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Especially in, like, anime in particular, like, guys don't really have top lips. They have, like, the line, and sometimes they have the suggestion of bottom lips, like with the shadows. But they don't really have top lips. Unless you're looking at, like, certain culture. like, not Japanese manga, but like I think some Korean manga, they draw like the whole mouth.
Sometimes, yeah. A lot of like Western styles have started to do a top lip more than a bottom lip. A lot of like the cartoon styles you'll see on TV these days for American cartoons and stuff will favor a top lip over a bottom lip just to show like the fullness of lips. I mean, that's fine. That's the style they want to go for. I'm down with it. It just wasn't what I wanted to put in this picture.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally fair. Especially if you're looking more at the source material, like looking at a reference picture. You can't please everybody.
Y'all can't please everybody.
It's true.
So for the shading on this, I make it like really sort of sharp and pointy. Because that's just kind of how Harry is. Especially his hair, that it always looks kind of gelled when it's slicked back.
Yeah.
Yeah, words.
I mean, that makes sense. His hair does look, especially with like the mullety thing that he's got going on.
Mullets are cool.
No, they're not.
I want a mullet.
No.
It's party in the back and party in the front.
No, it's business in the front, party in the back. Number one.
It's all party. Chicks dig mullets.
They don't.
They don't? What? I've been lied to.
Yeah, you've been lied to.
Typical mainstream media. Lying to the people.
Yep.
I love using that. Shout out to anybody that uses the phrase typical mainstream media. You're dumb. You're dumb. Don't say things like that. That's like looking at the tabloids in the shopping aisle and being like, I can't believe they lied about Bigfoot having an alien baby. Like, yeah, take it with a grain of salt. You just now learning that it's a business and it lies?
Right.
Like the outrage. The outrage of people who's like, I can't believe they lied to us. Of course they'd lie to you. Why? They don't know you. Why are they going to tell you the truth? Oh, sorry. That was my rant. My rant, don't be dumb.
Getting the soapbox taken away.
No, my soapbox. I'm really short.
Taking away that soapbox.
Whatever. Nobody's going to watch this anyway. We're not going to lose viewers.
I don't think the people are not going to watch it, but you're right, we can't lose viewers we don't have.
Heck yeah. Woohoo. We've set the bar so low with our discount quality. Trademark discount quality.
Trademark, damn.
Damn, trademark. Register. So here I am just putting in like hairlines.
Definitely gives it a lot more like depth and detail.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is probably near the end. I'm going to zoom back out, see how it looks. A lot of people put like a shine on the hair. It's not something I've had a lot of practice with because, again, I try to get out of drawing hair whenever I can. And again, it was an ungodly hour in the morning drawing this. So I'm not going to put a shine in the hair. And you're going to deal with it. And that's it. That's the picture. So I hope you had a lot of fun watching this or
listening to us
ramble on.
Yeah.
About technique, comic books, and the president's hair. And if you didn't, don't come back.
I mean, come back anyway.
Yeah.
Come back.
We had a lot of fun making this. And I hope that we'll get to make more of these soon. We're definitely going to put out more of the Bloodborne playthrough coming up real soon. We just haven't been uploading that very recently because of who I am as a person. But we'll see if we can fix that moving forward and do some more of these. If you have any suggestions for what we should draw,
leave them in the comments.
Leave them in the comments. Subscribe, leave them in the comments. and reach out to us on Twitter.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. We love your faces.
I don't.
Aww.